wait, this is Appalachian Mountains? Oh, you don't go hunting for those things in the Appalachians. Hey guys, welcome back to Unmedicated and Dysfunctional. My name is kenz. Welcome back. Today we are climbing into the very spooky Scarlet Hollow, jumping into episode 1. First and foremost, thank you so much, Jay, who has created the thumbnail art for this video, who will continue to make the thumbnail art for the entirety of the series. So thank you guys so much. Definitely check him out, support him. The thumbnail will also be seen at the end of the video as well to showcase that. So thank you so much. If you guys do enjoy making art and you're interested in doing art for one of our thumbnails as well, reach out. I would love to hear from you. But yeah, for this series, thank you so much, Jay. I am very excited to see the rest of them and use them. And I appreciate you working with me, even though it's not been easy considering I'm going into this completely blind and I have zero direction to give. So thank you so much. You have been awesome. Without further ado, let's get started. Your name is kenz. Oh, with a K. I mean with the Z. I live in the city of Shittyville. Sure. There's Shittyville. The city of Shittyville. What is that one? Oh, they, them. I'm a she, her. I'm a sheer. Ooh, I get 2 traits? Ooh, this is going to be a lot more in-depth than I thought. Okay. Mystical, strange, and unusual. You see the threads of reality in a way others cannot. Ooh. Observant and a knack for picking up small details. Empathetic. Well-read and rational, possess a wealth of esoteric knowledge and know when to use it. Ooh. See, I feel like typically I would go for keen eye and book smart. Ooh, good at lying and hard to lie too. Part of me wants to go through keen eye and mystical. I don't know. Mystical seems interesting. Hot. Extremely good looking. Oh gosh, this is so hard. It's so hard because I don't know what I'm going to need. I'm gonna go mystical and street smart. Or do I want to go book smart? Do I want to do book smart or street smart? No door can hold you. Okay, you know what? Let's do it. Mystical and street smart. Here we go. You jolt awake as the bus hits a particularly nasty bump. You feel like you'd only just managed to start drifting off. And now, here you are, awake again, and still exhausted. For a moment, you're hazy in details of where exactly here is, confusing this bus with the many others that came before it. But as your mind continues to reassert its existence in the waking world, the past few days come back in focus. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops in seedy depots that would have felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Paralan's Scarlet. Your cousin's mother and your aunt seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. But it was also more than just social pressure of the invitation that pushed you to accept it. Something has been tugging you back to this place your entire life. There has been no choice to be made, because you were always going to find your way here. So when your cousin called, you knew what had to be done. And now the end of your long journey is in sight. You're almost in Scarlet Hollow. So, anyway, as I was saying... Oh! Hey there, buddy. Oh no, he's still here. He's been sitting next to you for the past 5 hours, talking at you without pause. You're not sure he even stopped when you started to doze off. At first you thought he was just being friendly, but that was several hours of one-sided conversation ago. I was up in Maryland looking for work, mostly messing around because I was a dumb teen. Me and my buddies were doing the usual prank stuff, you know, pushing joggers into the harbor, that sort of thing. Me and my buddies. Ah, feign an illness. Yes, let's use our street smarts. You begin to cough and your eyes start to water on command. Pretending to be sick has always been one of your better ways to get people to leave you alone in a strange place. Oh, are you sick? That's alright. I'm pretty sure I've already had whatever you got. I'm sick all the time and I've got to keep my immune system on its toes, you know? So this girl comes up to us, swinging her purse, yelling about how she was gonna call the cops or whatever. It was hilarious. Actually, she hit my friend, and he said it hurts a lot. So I guess she really was mad and not just playing. But she kept swinging, and soon enough, she lost her balance and fell into the harbor all on her own. We didn't even have to push her. We had such a good laugh and finished her out, and her phone got soaked, so she couldn't call the cops on us. We wound up hanging out all day. She kind of became my girlfriend after that, and we've been on and off for about a year, so it's pretty serious. Though about 5 months ago, she tried to break up with me, like, for real, and geez, you ever get so mad you just, like, want to kill somebody? Ooh, a lot of options. Yeah, let's go for this one. I have never felt that way about another person, and I find it alarming that you have. You're young. You'll get it when somebody tries to break your heart one day. It changes a person. Makes them think things they never thought they could. I honestly could have killed that woman. Anyway, she's giving birth to our son right now, so I'm trying to get up to Virginia to be there for it. Okay. What a turnaround of events. But I don't know if I'm, like, into that stuff, so I might just wind up on a bus to New York or something instead. I've always wanted to go there. Hey, driver, how much longer till the next stop? 10 minutes. Everything's all right back there? Everything's fine. You don't have to bring the driver into this. We're just chatting. We're pals. Look, fatherhood is just scary, that's all. Plus, her mom is there, so it's not like she's alone. Her mom doesn't like me much, so I'd probably just make things super stressful. She'll understand. She's chill. Anyways, where'd you say you were headed? I'm inclined not to answer. I'm not gonna answer. You didn't say a word. The last thing you need right now is for him to know where you're going to be staying for the next week. If you aren't getting off at my stop, then you must be headed to Scarlet Hollow, right? Or the Holler, as they call it in these parts. That's the only other bus stop till this bus turns around. I ride it pretty often. I know almost nobody ever goes up that way, though, actually. I had a couple of buddies who went up there for work. In the mine. There's a coal mine up in the Holler, you see. And there's always a job listing or two on the boards around there. I've never wanted to do that kind of thing myself. I like my lungs the way they are. Thanks. Well, my buddies got desperate enough to try it. I haven't heard from them in a while now that I think about it. I should see if they're on Facebook. See how they're doing up there. Hope they didn't die. He looks back at his phone. For once you focus on something other than you. Oh, this is me. It was lovely meeting you. Hope you don't get too bored without me around to talk to you. Here, I have something for you. The stranger rifles through his pack before presenting you a dripping bag of peanuts. They're boiled peanuts. I got them at a gas station a few buses back. I noticed you haven't eaten much, so I figured you could use them more than me. Plus, they're dripping all over my bag. I don't want to carry them anymore. Sometimes picking a dialogue option establish new facts. Okay. I'm allergic to peanuts. Oh, these could probably kill you then, couldn't they? Well, like I said, I'm done carrying them. They're yours. The young man set the peanuts down on the empty seat next to him. The juices dribble out through the bottom of the bag and onto the upholstery, instantly soaking in the peanut brine. And with that, I leave you. Safe travels, my friend. Ugh. And just like that, you're alone. The stranger's peanuts soaking into the seat across from you. You do your best to hold your breath as the bus rattles to the destination. Next up, Scarlet Hollow. End of the line. Almost there. Almost there. Scarlet Hollow. The bus finally comes to a stop, its brakes squealing as it deposits you in front of Scarlet Hollow bus station. The sign at least reads bus stations, but calling it that feels disingenuous. At best, it's a kiosk, though. For a small town like this, you're amazed there's so much road, let alone a bus that drives out every week. The driver quickly shuts the door behind you and starts the engine, kicking up dust clouds as he pulls away, eager to leave you behind. Hey, Kenz. You instantly recognize the worn young woman from the few public photos on her Facebook page. She's your cousin, Tabitha, and she looks annoyed to be here. Hey, Tabitha. Come on, let's get back to the estate. I don't want to spend any more time down here than I have to. Your cousin turns and motions to the BMW parked near the bus kiosk. You follow her, clambering into the dusty relic. Ooh, this is very, gosh, what's a good way to... Who is the guy that directs... Oh, man. Oh, this is gonna be really rough that I don't remember. He's so famous. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. It's like one of his movies. Oh, it's gonna drive me crazy. He did Royal Tenenbaums, Dog Island, yeah. You get it! It doesn't take much driving before the only signs of civilization are the car you're in and the road you're on. Tabitha maintains an icy silence as she focuses on the road. Okay, cool. Oh, okay, so dialogue can start to impact relationships. Okay. I can't believe we've never actually met before this. You have your mom to thank for that, or had, I guess. You could feel the same careless cruelty in Tabitha's words that your mother would use when she talked about Pearl Ann and the old Scarlets. The wound that tore your family apart runs deep enough that it bled through the generations. You sound like my mother right now. She hated this side of the family so much. We don't have to become our parents. There are some things in life we get to choose. And she chose to leave. So the funeral. It's on Sunday, right? Yep, like I told you. Since I'm here, do you need help planning? I know this stuff isn't easy. It's actually been fine, just needed the coffin for somebody to dig a hole. How are you holding up? Fine. Oh, okay. You don't have to hide how you're feeling around me. We're family, even if we just met. She sighs a particularly heavy sigh. Look, I appreciate your concern, but I'm fine, really. I guess we're both members of the Dead Mom Club now, right? Your cousin turns to you with an icy glare. Maybe this would have worked to ease the tension if she were somebody else, but she isn't. Alright, silence it is. You decide to sit silent with your cousin in the car to eases up the steep mountain road. What an estate. And here it is, the Scarlet Estate. Though it's seen better days, its crumbling elegance not lost on you. Someone used to cramped apartments in gray cities. Your mother told you about this place many times before she passed, always with an anger burning beneath her words. The faded majesty you once imagined doesn't quite compare to what's in front of you. As you stare at its perched on the crumbling cliffside, You can't help but feel like it's something that should have been left to rot a long, long time ago. Ooh. I love it. It's creepy, but the art style is so beautiful. You're hit with a blast of dusty air as you step across the threshold and into the foyer. Everything in this room has been here for so much longer than you've been alive. Each object cemented in place with layers of dust and cobwebs. You can hear doors creak on their hinges and the aches and moans of ancient floorboards as the house itself sways in the wind. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering around anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. If you know what's good for you, you'll stick to your room, your bathroom, and the kitchen and hallway, I guess. But only the hallway you need to use to get to those places. I'll show you around so you know where it's safe to walk. You can leave your bags here for the time being. Oh, yes. It's beautiful. I don't think I've ever been in a building that feels as powerful as this. You're lying through your teeth, Tabitha doesn't need to know that. In fact, not only does she not need to know that you're lying, but she won't know. Ever. You're a very good liar. It is. The estate was a prized jewel of the region for a long time. It's quite a magnificent piece of architecture, even now. Shall we take the tour? Follow me. Ooh. Oi, oi, oi. You put your bags down and follow Tabitha through the long, dusty hallway. She delicately steps over holes and tears in the floor, and you do your best to trace her steps. Kitchen. On Wednesday, a woman from town comes in and does the cleaning. Her name is Janie. I wouldn't recommend socializing with her. She'll talk your ear off. If you need any food, there's fixings for peanut butter and jelly. Don't touch my mac and cheese or my ice cream. Those are off limits. Oh, and you can also access the garden through here. It's pretty wild, so I wouldn't if I were you. Ooh, okay. 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 Someone cleans this place? You mean someone actually... I'm allergic to peanuts. I've always dreamed of having a kitchen like this. It's so much bigger than what I'm used to in the city. Is that a kitchen island? It is, thank you. Cool. What's next? Bathroom, follow me. Great, it's been hours since I've gone. As the two of you leave the kitchen, you pass by a tuxedo cat sitting on the countertop. Oh, is that your cat? What's its name? Frou Frou does not try to pet her. If she wants to be pet, she'll let you know. Okay, leave it be. I'm gonna be very obedient to what she's asking for the time being. You decide to follow Tabitha's advice. Shall we move on? The bathroom awaits. Once again, you follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. Maybe after a few nights, it'll get easier to navigate these spaces. But, for the time being, you feel lucky to have not fallen through the floors. Guest bathroom, not much to show. It's a bathroom. I'll wait outside. Do what you must if you must. It is a wretched bathroom. Piles of junk sit untouched at the corners of the room, and mystery stains paint the floor. Never mind, I don't need to go. What a wonderful bathroom. I absolutely love it. I've always wanted one of those bathtubs with a little feet on it. Glad you like it. That bathtub is an extremely valuable antique. Okay. We're just gonna go for it. Yeah. Bugs skitter from the bowl as you lift the seat. Use the facility. A toilet is a toilet. Sure, it could be cleaner, but your business needs doing, and this is a good place as any. You do what you must and rejoin your cousin out in the hall. Next up, guest bedroom. Last stop on the tour. Follow me. You and Tabitha briefly return to the foyer before climbing the stairs and reaching the guest room. This is where you'll be staying. The linens are fresh. I had Janie wash them last week. I had to endure half an hour rant about her kid to get her to do it. So you better be grateful. An unmistakable stain coats the room. Someone had died here. No, people have died here. The closet is full of old family stuff, so you can't hang your clothes up, but you can use the dresser. It should be empty. People have died here, haven't they? When? This house is almost 150 years old. Obviously, people have died here. This is incredible. How do you know how much I love cherubs? That chest is to die for. I'm surprised to see that you have such a discerning taste. Every last piece of furniture in this room is genuine antique, handed down through the family for generations. I guess I'll... Oh, didn't mean to click that. I meant to say, I guess I'll get started. You can't think of anything else you'd like to say, but if there's one thing for certain, it's that you're not the sort of person who likes to, or even who knows how to verbally end conversation. You remain silent and wait for Tabitha to say something. I take it you don't have any other questions? Good. Follow me, I'll take you to the back foyer so you can collect your belongings. Okay, thanks. This concludes our tour. I'm afraid I must return to my duties, so you'll have to entertain yourself for the rest of the day. Don't expect to see much of me. Okay. Ooh. Where are you going? To work? Somebody has to pay the bills around here. Ah, what kind of work do you do? I run the coal mine, same as every Scarlet who came before me. Except for you and your mom, it requires a lot of time and concentration, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't keep me for long. Ooh. Who? Oh. I'm gonna stay silent because I don't want to screw up anything with her specifically. I have a feeling I'm gonna need her later. Whatever your thoughts may be on Tabitha's work situation, you decide best to keep them to yourself. Is there anything else you'd like to bother me with before I leave, or are we good? We're good. Are you sure you're okay? I'm fine, I just need to get back to work. Let her leave. Are we all set then? I'll see you tonight. Your cousin leaves through the front door, and now it's just you in this sprawling, decrepit estate. A jelly sandwich sounds great right now. Let's settle into the room. Now that your cousin is gone, the aches and pains of your journey sink into your bones. You stumble back up the stairs to your room, suitcase in tow, eager to unwind before you face the rest of the day. You stand at the entrance to your room. Let's check the closet. See. Oh, no. Oh, no, I hate it. You see why your cousin said you should put your clothes in the dresser instead of the closet. There must be decades of family history stacked up in here. Yeah, pick up the doll. Oh, what's it say? Of course you're sharing a room with a creepy doll. You pick it up, examine it more closely, and the foot reads, Property of Alexandra. No need to carry this around with you. You close the closet behind you. Look out the window. Yeah, what's out there? You can only imagine how beautiful the garden must have been in its heyday. If you owned this place, you'd totally get out there with a shovel and gardening gloves and whip it into shape. You'd go out and pull the weeds, chop the trees, carve topiaries, and do whatever you needed to do to return it to its former glory. And once it was all done, you'd sit by the fountain, which of course would have little goldfish in it, and drink a floral tea while enjoying the birdsong. Yeah, you definitely do that, just not right now. Okay, that's... It's so cute! You drag your suitcase over to the dresser, open up the bottom drawer, and a possum lurks within. It's quiet but angry. Oh, they're so cute. Pick them up. Please get out of my dresser. You attempt to scoop up the creature with your hands, but it digs its nails into the soft wood of the dresser, resisting your touch. As you tug harder, it stiffens in your hands and begins to drool, feigning death. You've spooked the poor thing. Pick it up and cuddle it until it wakes up again. You close the drawer, you might as well leave the opossum be before you give it a heart attack. You open up the top drawer, it's empty. As good a place as you'll find to put your clothes. Based on the state of the house, you wonder if you'd have been better off keeping your clothes in your nice, clean bag, but there's no going back now. Alright, let's take a look at this painting. This must have been an older relative of yours, judging by the dates on the inscription. You've never heard of her, but you'd barely heard anything about your aunt and cousin until a week ago. So that's not really a surprise. Maybe you could ask Tabitha about this Maribel Scarlet next time you see her. That is, if she's in the mood for conversation. Alright, with that, let's take a nap. You immediately collapse into the bed. You're tired enough that being alone in a strange new place won't stop you from passing out. Or so you thought. You cough as a small cloud of dust rises up from the mattress. These sheets might be fresh, but everything beneath them might have been around to see the dawn of civilization. You try to settle in, but the bed is lumpy in strange places. You can feel the springs pressing through the fabric. You might be tired, but you're far from tired enough to get in more than a few minutes of uncomfortable napping. That's enough. Okay, then let's go down to the kitchen. Yeah. You haven't had anything to eat all day. The only things louder than your stomach right now are the creaks and moans of this ancient place. You might not have told Tabitha about your peanut allergy, but a jelly sandwich will do just fine for how hungry you are. You head to the kitchen. I was hoping that I was lying about the peanut allergy. You're back in the kitchen, ready to craft a beautiful jelly sandwich. It's a daunting task given the state of the place, but the aggressive growls from your stomach outweigh the fear of food poisoning. To get started, you'll probably need to find some jelly, bread, a plate, and a knife. Ooh. Okay. Search the fridge. As you approach the fridge, your eyes catch a notepad on the door reading, "Janie, stay out," in all caps. Below the separate handwriting, in other words, okie dokie. Oh, so much jelly. Okay, and ice cream. You open the fridge, you already feel a deep urge to wash your hands, even though you have yet to touch anything other than the handle. Take the jelly. We're just gonna do the bare minimum of what we need to do, because I want to try it and make good decisions. You reach for one of the unopened jars of grape jelly, carefully checking its expiration date. You breathe a sigh of relief when you realize it's recent. This was either purchased specifically for you, or jelly is one of the few things in this kitchen Tabitha actually uses. All you need now is a plate, knife, and some bread. Okay, let's close the fridge. We don't want to touch the ice cream because that'll make Tabitha mad. Search the cabinets for a plate. Yes. Cabinets must be where Tabitha keeps the dishware, and oddly enough, the utensils. Alright, we need a plate and a butter knife. That's all we're gonna get. That's all we're gonna do. All you need now is some bread. Let's actually take a look at the mug. Blowing Rock, North Carolina. Maybe you can route your return trip through Blowing Rock. It might be nice to see the local sights before heading home. Alright, close the cabinet. Now I need bread. Well, the pantry. Tabitha sure loves her mac and cheese. Take bread. Yeah, you pick up one of the non-moldy loaves of breads. Great. One step closer to satisfying your snack. This is the last ingredient you need to make your jelly sandwich. Time to get to work. Alright, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye. On second thought, you're not actually hungry anymore. Make that jelly sandwich! Despite the state of the horrendous kitchen, you have successfully combined your 2 ingredients to make a jelly sandwich. Congratulations! You can feed yourself. A job well done. All that hassle, and it took you less than a minute to eat. The rest of the day lies in front of you. I want to go outside. Let's go check out the garden. Ooh, creepy, but I love it. This garden was reclaimed by wilderness long ago. It might not be very safe, but who's to stop you from venturing deeper? Let's go. You wander further into the garden. It's quite out there. I'm Just kind of looking to see... Is that a cemetery that goes up there? Alright, let's go back to the kitchen. Back to the kitchen. Alright, I'm done. You've eaten and have a full day ahead of you. What do you want to do next? Investigate the Forbidden Wing! With Tabitha gone, there's no one stopping you from going into the Forbidden Wing of the estate. Here we go. Except for the locks and chains sealing them shut. An insurmountable obstacle for most, but mild inconvenience for you because I'm street smart. Oh, yes, I can pick locks. As the locks fall, the doors moan open, revealing the entrance to what once must have been an incredibly lavish ballroom. Faintly in the distance, you can hear quiet noises of an old piano playing from another room. The Forbidden Wing is yours to explore. Woo! Let's go. You can see why your cousin warned you against coming here. It's clear that the chaos of nature is doing the best to reclaim this place. Years of detritus have piled up here like gathering leaves, and the tiled floor has been torn apart, destroying the order that once was made peaceful. That once made this place beautiful. The piano you heard outside the ballroom has grown louder. Wherever it is, it's nearby. Maybe it's just a self-playing model, or maybe you aren't alone. As alone as you thought you were. Examine the painting, and then we'll see where it's coming from. Ooh, I think my mother was scratched off. If you look up in... Oh, I don't think you can see. If you look up, kind of near the top of that, you make your way over to the painting covering the far wall. It's a family tree. Angry scratches cover the space where your mother should be. Okay. Let's go figure out where the piano's coming for. As far as you can tell, there are 3 exits to the ballroom. There's, of course, the door you came through, and on your far right, the door beyond the broken floor, a dead end. Across the room where you entered from 3rd is a final exit, a glass doorway you can just barely make out behind a pile of broken furniture. You move to investigate it more closely. As you approach, the playing grows clearer. Without a doubt, a piano is behind this door. Try to clear it. Though you try with all of your might, it's just too heavy for you to do anything more than budget. Alright, we'll leave. There's definitely got to be someone else there. You return to the entrance of Sealed Wing and carefully reattach the locks. After what you've seen and heard in the ballroom, you weigh how much longer you should even stay in the estate on your own. Well, might as well head to town. We've got so much to explore. With your cousin gone, there's nothing for you to really do here. You leave the estate and head to the exploring town. If you'd have known you'd wind up having to walk all the way back to town, you'd probably have just asked Tabitha to leave you at the bus stop. Especially with how unhappy she seemed to see you. If only you could wipe the slate between the two of you clean and bury some of the tension. Though, maybe her mother's funeral isn't the best time for something like that. Then again, maybe it's the perfect time. Let's continue down the path. It's really pretty out here. Yeah, these drawings are so beautiful. Finally, you made it back to town. The holler, as the guy on the bus called it, has probably seen better days. It still has a feeling of idyllic country town, but its sidewalks are cracked and many of the storefronts are boarded up, their windows dusty with age. A chill breeze sweeps down the lane, and you shudder, suddenly feeling as if peering into a grave. Hi, puppy! Gretchen, come back! Quit bothering strangers! Hey, you seem relatively normal. Sorry about that. Gretchen can be very slippery when she wants to be. She loves to get loose and cause havoc. Is that supposed to be a dog? Tell me more about this wonderful creature. Gladly, her favorite food is Cheese Whiz. Her favorite toy is an old sock I sewed to look like a squirrel, and her favorite show is The Murder, She Wrote. Sometimes I leave it on the background while I'm working to give her something to do. She'll actually sit in her little bed and watch it, like an old lady with her programs. But Where are my manners talking to you for this long without having introduced myself? I'm Stella. It's not often I see a stranger's face in the holler. Every now and then there's a new crop of coal folks, but you don't look dusty enough for that. You aren't from town for the funeral, are you? The Scarlet funeral? Shoot. I don't want to lie, because that'll... I feel like that'll come back later. I'm gonna introduce myself. Hi, I'm Kenz. You must be Tabby's cousin, right? Yeah, because she knows who I am. That's the only person I can think of who would come to town for a funeral. How's she holding up? To be honest, I've been a little worried about her, all alone up in that big house. I feel like whoever I met today isn't the real Tabby, just a mask. Oh, okay. I feel like whoever I met today isn't the real Tabitha, just like a mask she wears. I hope that's a metaphorical mask you're talking about. To tell you the truth, she's always been a little rough around the edges, but most people don't really catch on to that. It'll probably be good for her now that you're staying there, even if she doesn't think so herself. How long have you known her? Oh, quite a long time. The town's really small. Everybody's known everybody else as back as I can remember. Tabby and I got a little close when we were both in school's production of A Midsummer Night's Dream. I was Puck and she was Mustard Seed. As you might have expected, she was more than a little prickly, but I managed to soften her up a bit. But then she graduated and that was that. Oh, if you just got to town, you must be starving. I was just on my way to the diner for coffee and they've got amazing biscuits. My treat. Sure, why not? All right, here we go. Awesome, let's go. Okay, lots of people. So this town isn't just like a rundown, out of the way town. The pleasant aroma of greasy breakfast food hangs heavy in the air in contrast with the empty, lifeless atmosphere of the family estate. The diner is filled with the comforting din of human life. All that grinds to a sudden halt as the patrons realize that a stranger has entered the establishment. Quietly silently stare at the patrons. Unsure of what to say, or perhaps unwilling to break the silence. Hey, this is Tabitha's cousin. She just got to town for the funeral. I'm showing her around. Ooh. Stella moves to the nearest booth. You quickly follow. There's no need to be nervous, you know, they won't bite. Hey, Stella, I went ahead and fixed you up some coffee. They quietly place a cup of coffee in front of Stella. And here's some bacon for the little lady. Gretchen sniffs the bacon and digs in. Ooh, you can hit the H button on your keyboard to hide the text box at any time. Oh, look at that, cute. Anything for you. The name's Avery. I'll be taking care of you today. Isn't bacon back for dog? I'm not gonna say that. Could I have a biscuit and coffee, please? I heard they were really good. Best in the country. Avery pours the fragrant brew into the empty mug in front of you. They linger after pouring your coffee, turning to you nervously. Oh, and I'm, sorry for your loss. Before you have the chance to respond, they're gone. Glad you took my advice with the biscuit. You won't regret it. Anyways, the funeral's not till Sunday, right? That gives you quite a bit of time to slum around town. I'm trying to think if there are any cool events going on this week. There's always the reading adventure at the library, which is supposed to be for little kids, but I do it every month anyway. Oh, and I'm pretty sure Avery's throwing a party Saturday night, so that's fun thing to look forward to. And there's this weekly Sunday potluck. That should be right after the funeral too, so it'll be a special occasion. Is the potluck like a church thing? Would it be weird for me to come if I'm not a member? No, this Sunday thing is coincidental. It's actually hosted by the library. Not too many people go to church around here, if I'm being honest. I get that. I'm not much of a church-going persuasion myself. Same for me. Whatever feeling some folks get in church, I think must be the feeling I get when I look up at the sky on a night hike. That feeling of peace and wholeness. But that's not to say we're a town of heathens or anything like that. There are plenty of God-fearing folks around. They just aren't fans of the church. Well, the building's okay, but the pasture's another story. There's just something a little off about that guy, a little creepy. You'll get what I mean if you ever meet him. And unfortunately, you probably will. Anyway, those are the big events I can think of. As for the day-to-day, any idea how you want to kill time for the rest of the week? I kind of assume I'd be spending my time trying to help Tabitha, but with how quickly she ran off today, I'm not sure that's enough for a full schedule. That's really sweet of you, but you're right. That'll definitely still leave you with plenty of time to kill. Have you thought about exploring the local trails at all? I'm usually out there a few nights a week for my job, and I'd be happy to show you around. Before Stella can finish, Avery returns with biscuit in tow. Here's your biscuit. Winnie says it's on the house. She sends her condolences. Oh, thanks. It looks great. Yeah, I'm being nice, right? I'm gonna have a lot of friends. You pick up the biscuit. It's delicate and fluffy. It nearly crumbles at your touch. Warmth emanates from its surface. You don't even need to taste it to know what is good. Divinity given buttery form. You take a bite, it melts in your mouth as if it was nothing but butter suspended in a thin matrix of dough. Truly, this is the perfect biscuit. Whoa, this is really good biscuit. Wow. I'm so glad you like it. Avery lingers on the table for a moment. So has Stella mentioned she's famous? Oh, Avery, I'm not famous. You're the only person I know who's been on the news. If that's not famous, then I don't know what is. Stella sighs. I'm a YouTuber. Wait, what? What kind of videos do you do? She hunts cryptids. You should really check out the channel, Kenz. It's amazing. Oh, street smart. Awesome. They call you by your name, didn't they? They shouldn't know your name. Wait, how did you know my name? Oh, sorry. It's just that most people in town know about you. Sorry, I'm sure that must have been creepy. Ah, well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. The Holler's a small place. Everybody knows everybody, and that includes extended family. It's all good. I was caught a little off guard. Phew, glad I didn't freak you out too much. Yeah, and don't worry, nothing Pearl Ann said about you'll stick. That's for sure. You can just make a good first impression and wipe the slate clean with the whole town. What did she say about me? Oh God, what was she saying about me? Ah, geez, look, I'm sorry I said anything. Hey, don't worry about it. Pearl Ann was a gossip and would do this sort of thing with everyone. Spreading weird little rumors about folks was kind of her trademark. Anyways, weren't we in the middle of talking about Stella's illustrious YouTube career? I guess we were, weren't we? I think the best video to start with would be the river one, you know? The controversial one. Oh yeah, the Catawba? River Runner. I didn't expect much out of the footage at the time, but I really wound up doing numbers. So the River Runner is a cryptid that's only known for a single site. 2 Boy Scouts thought they saw something big and weird in the Catawba River. And that's all I had to go on. But then I wound up catching this on camera. Sel pulls out her phone, you see a clip of something in the river. Some folks say it's a beaver, but if that's the case, it'd be at least twice the size of any beaver I've seen. Maybe a crocodile? I also had people saying it was a dog or even a capybara, but that must have escaped from a local wildlife sanctuary. I'm still not sure what it was, and I'm the one who saw the thing with my own 2 eyes. That's an honest cryptid right there. Ooh. That's an honest-to-God cryptid right there. No way that's a beaver dog, and there's no way a capybara would be swimming in a river in the mountains of North Carolina. Unless there's some North American colony of capybaras in the Appalachia. But that would still count as a cryptid, wouldn't it? Oh wait, this is Appalachia Mountains? Oh, you don't go hunting for those things in the Appalachians. There are rules in those mountains of things that you do and do not do, and that is one of those things, is you do not go looking for those. Yeah, until someone catches a capybara up here, I still count as a cryptid by most standards. My comment section went nuts for the footage, and from there it spread on Twitter pretty fast. There were polls for days. I even had actual experts weighing in. It was all really cool experience. And it meant that the video did some pretty great numbers. Personally, I'm a fan of the capybara theory. There's always people looking into those exotic pets. Kind of sewer gator type situation. Yeah, exactly. Some exotic pet owners set it free, and now it will forever roam the Catawba, confusing Boy Scouts and YouTube commenters for years to come. So, speaking of things around town, I was actually planning on filming this week's video tonight. I was wondering if maybe you'd want to come along. It's a pretty easy one this week. We shouldn't have to camp anywhere. I'm gonna go after the... Wait! No spoilers. I should probably get back to it instead of standing around chatting with friends anyway. See you all around. Now that the coast is clear, I'm going after the skunk ape. Ooh. Interesting. Tell me more. Well, it's kind of like Bigfoot, only smellier. Most skunk ape sightings are from Florida, but while I was doing research for last week's video, I came across a report where a lady from a town overclaimed, excuse me, to have seen one on her deck playing tug-of-war with her dog. And as I leave no stone unturned, I decided it was worth investigating. So, what do you say? Want to tag along? Hold the camera for a while, I narrate, I guess the darkening sky, that sort of thing. Absolutely. Heck, yeah. That's great. It's been a while since I've had anyone besides Gretchen out there with me. This is going to be a lot of fun. I actually started the channel with a couple of buddies of mine back in middle school, so it'll kind of be like a blast from the past. I miss those two. Our videos were terrible. You know, it gets me thinking, I wonder if they'd be down to come along with us. Get the old gang back together, though I guess Kanika has to close out the general store tonight, so I'm pretty sure she's a no-go. But Reese, I think, might be a decent chance we could get him out there, out of his cave, if he's up for it. Do you mind if I make a quick call? Stella pulls out her phone and dials it, waiting while it rings. Reese, dude, what's up? Feels like it's been forever. Oh, man, I'm sorry. Do you want me to come by, or... Okay, if you're really sure, but if you change your mind... Oh, I was just calling to ask if you wanted to come out to the woods tonight. I met somebody cool in town today. She's Tabitha's cousin. I know. Yeah, just here for a week. Anyway, we're going out to look for the skunk ape. We could take the easier trails if that would help. Dang, man, that sounds awful. I hope you take it easy tonight. I'll swing by sometime this week and we can have a more low-key hang. I'll bring her. Talk to you soon. Bye, bud. Looks like it's just you and me, pal. Are you okay? Me? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm more worried about Reese. He's had a lot going on in the past, 10 years or so, but I feel like it's gotten a lot worse recently. I can't remember the last time I saw him leave his house. Oh, well, it's not my place to talk, really. I just got a little excited thinking about having him along again. He's hilarious. You'd love him. We should swing by his place sometime this week. Yeah, it'd be nice. I'd love to meet your friends. Awesome, I'll make it happen. Okay, I'm getting very familiar with this person very fast. It's a little bit unsettling. He's definitely the trickier one to meet. Kanika is much easier to track down since she's at the general store basically every day. But friendship can wait. We've got a skunk ape to hunt. So, we should probably head out of here if we want to make it up the mountain before it's too dark. Come on, let's blow this popsicle stand. You pause before getting up. Maybe it's time to make a good first impression. After all, it seems like everyone in town has heard of awful things. Has heard awful things about you from your now deceased aunt. Leave a generous tip. You reach into your pocket, pull out a crumpled $5. You know it's a bit more than what one would expect from such a short dining experience, but you might as well share the wealth while you've got it. You smooth out the bill before placing it on a table inconspicuously. Ah, that's awesome of you. Avery will appreciate that, I'm sure. Stella turns to leave the diner with you following close behind. So, something kind of funny, actually. It was in, there's a show called It's Florida Man. And they have, basically, every episode is a different little documentary about something crazy that's happened in Florida. And they interview the people that actually do it. But there was this guy who, he took mushrooms before he went out. And him and his friend were looking for Skunk Man, or for the skunk ape. And he ended up in his, very hallucinated state. Thought he was fighting Ape Man and ended up actually killing a giant anaconda because he thought he was fighting the skunk ape. So, pretty funny. I can imagine that would be kind of wild. It hadn't been very cold when you first arrived in town, but as the sun dips closer and closer to the horizon, a chill descends upon the hollow, and you see your situation with renewed clarity. You're in a new place, far from civilization and the people you know, following someone you just met into a dark forest in search of monsters. You feel a sense of foreboding, which seems only natural considering where you are. Your instinct screams at you to leave, but at the same time, you're curious to see what the night has in store for you. You decide to go with the flow, to keep putting one foot in front of the other, and to not dwell too much on the strange feeling. Alright guys, we are going to stop here right before going into our hunt. Thank you guys so much for joining. This is some really good build-up. I'm really curious to see where this goes. I already have so many questions. Especially regarding the relationship with Stella and the family. Like, what is happening with this family that makes them, so powerful in this town, so well known and so well dreaded? Is it because we own the mines? So, very curious, interested to see where this goes. Yeah. It's gonna be good. Thank you again, Jay, for the beautiful artwork for this series. I'm very, very excited to share that with everybody. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And click that little notification bell if you'd like to stay up to date, especially on this series as we release it. As always, thank you so much for joining. I will see you in the next one. Bye!